Today I'm going to show you how to make your drops big and just more unique and ear candy and just super fun to listen to. So I was scrolling through the questions in my premium chat room, which is where I keep in touch with all of my bootcamp students, and I came across this question right here from my man Brandon. He asked, what are some techniques to distinguish your drop from the rest of your song? Like when the drop hits and it's the same chords and melody, but I want it to sound more distinguished and really notice the change. And this is a huge question because if you don't pull off that distinguishable energy of a drop, then your song's gonna sound boring and more like a background beat. So let's go ahead and answer Brandon's question. I have a little start of a song here. And we don't have the drop yet. We have the part of the song that would be before the drop. So I'm going to try to talk you through my mindset on how I create big exciting drops while using the same chords and melodies from the rest of the song. So this is the piece that we got running right now.
We're drunk on the night again, drunk on the night again, and we are ready for the daylight. We're drunk on the night again, drunk on the night again, and we are ready for the daylight.
Boom! And then we could do the build up and then the drop. Little piece here, it's just super high energy. Vocals are from splice.com, and then the synth we used sounds like this. It's just a Serum preset that sounds like this. Just a little preset that I whipped up in like 2 seconds. And now we have to come up with some sounds that are for the drop and then have to be distinguishable for the drop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new version of the chords. So these chords, if we listen to them, they're pretty mellow. So we need something high energy and intense that would sound like something that will come in the drop. So I'm going to make a new layer here. Copy the chords and paste them on this new layer. Let's just give us a nice basic initialized preset. We're going to go to default and then choose MB Saw. And if we look at the chords, these are actually the chords that I'm using. Pretty stacked chords. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to juice the unison up here and play with the detune until I get something really like pretty fat. And that's pretty good, but what if we just opened it up and went an octave higher? Boom, and then we get that, and then we can initiate the filters. So how Serum works and other synthesizers is you have oscillators that route into the filter. So when you're done creating the sound, you start messing with the filter. So we got our filter ready to use here. So let's listen to our two sounds now. We have this sound. That's our mellow version of the chords, and then we have the big version. So back to Brandon's question, what are some characteristics that distinguish a sound to make it specifically for the drop? Size and energy. There's more size and energy in this sound here than in this sound. So wide open instruments are going to give you that type of energy. So I'm going to bring this over and just put it in our drop section over here. And I'm actually going to use the sound that I made earlier. It's the same exact sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the lowest note of the chords and I'm going to create a really, really loud, not loud, but a really, really strong sub bass line. So we're going to make a pure sub bass line with this bottom note. And if we come into Serum, the easiest way to make sub bass or a pure sub bass is just to use a sine wave. A sine wave has no sharp edges on it, so it's going to give us the strongest, most definite tone. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some distortion. The reason we add distortion to sub bass is it creates tone. So I'm basically going to take this now and repeat it and layer it with another strong bass sound. This time it's not going to be a sub bass, it's going to be a super strong bass. And if we go into Serum, it's actually the same exact sounds we made earlier without the second octave. It's just a cut off super saw lead, and then together we get this. So we have one more thing to do. We have to make the lead. A drop is all about the lead, the kick, and the bass. You have to nail the lead. And all that means is the melody and the sound has to be a higher energy than what came before it. And so now my new melody has to come in here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take these vocals here and I'm gonna come into Splice actually and grab some.
Let's get out of here.
Grab some other vocals from the same dude and see if I can chop them up and come up with a really cool vocal chop melody. So I'm gonna do some arranging and then get back to you guys in a minute when I come up with a really cool melody. Alright guys, so here's the melody that I just came up with, and then with some OTT, side chaining, and reverb and delay, it sounds like this. So now I'm gonna play everything so you could hear what this little melody sounds like. And while I play this, I want you to think about everything I just said about how we're basically just evolving sounds from small and low energy to big and high energy, and that's how we create a big distinguishable drop from the rest of the song.
Drunk on the night again, drunk on the night again, and we are ready for the daylight. We're drunk on the night again, drunk on the night again, and we are ready for the daylight. Daylight, daylight. Ready for the daylight.
So if you guys want to learn more about songwriting, sound design, melody writing, and chord writing, come join me in my EDM bootcamp below, and I look forward to seeing you in there.